Why do some people improve every single day, while others stay stuck for years? Think about it. We've all met that one person who seems to be on a constant upward path, healthier, smarter, more successful with each passing month. Meanwhile, others live on repeat. Same routines. Same complaints. Same results. The truth is, it's not talent. It's not luck. It's not even resources. The difference comes down to this: some people have mastered the art of getting better every single day, while others waste their hours repeating yesterday. And here's the promise: if you stay with me until the end of this video, you'll discover the key to unstoppable growth. A simple shift that will make you improve consistently, not in bursts, not when life feels easy, but every single day. So here's my challenge for you right now. In the comments, write down one habit you want to build starting today. Because by the end, you'll know how to make it stick. Let's dive in. Chapter 1: The Power of Small Habits. Here's the first truth: success doesn't come from massive, once-in-a-lifetime actions. It comes from small habits, repeated daily. James Clear, author of Atomic Habits, says it best: you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Winners know this. They don't just set big dreams. They design daily actions that compound. Think of brushing your teeth. It takes 2 minutes, twice a day. Doesn't seem like much. But neglect it for years, and the cost is massive. That's how habits work. Take Emily, a student in Toronto. She wanted to get fit but kept failing at massive workout challenges. Finally, she changed her approach. Instead of committing to an hour at the gym, she started with 10 push-ups every morning. Just 10. Within weeks, that habit grew. A year later, she was running 5 Burmese Kiats and lifting weights regularly. Small habits may feel insignificant today, but over months and years, they transform everything. Action step: choose one habit so small it almost feels silly. Read 1 page a night. Write 1 sentence a day. Do 5 squats. Build the identity first: I'm the kind of person who does this. Let it grow naturally. But why do these small habits matter so much? Because of something called the compound effect. Chapter 2: The Compound Effect of Daily Progress. Albert Einstein once called compounding the 8th wonder of the world. And it doesn't just apply to money. It applies to everything in life. If you improve by just 1% every day, at the end of the year you won't be 365% better. You'll be 37 times better. That's the magic of compounding. Small wins stacking on top of each other. Take fitness. If you walk for 20 minutes a day, it might not feel like much. But over a year, that's more than 120 hours of movement. Your health, your energy, even your confidence will transform. Or learning. Imagine reading for just 15 minutes daily. That's 91 hours of reading in a year, the equivalent of 20 to 30 books. Knowledge compounds. Here's a story. Mark in London wanted to learn coding. He committed to just 30 minutes a day. At first, he barely scratched the surface. But after 2 years, those daily half-hours added up to nearly 400 hours. Today, he's a software developer. This is the secret winners understand. They don't chase overnight transformation. They build compounding progress. Action step: pick one area of your life and ask, what's my 1% improvement today? Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Write it down and do it. But here's the catch: compounding only works if you're consistent. And consistency requires discipline. Chapter 3: Discipline and Consistency. Let's be real. Motivation is unreliable. Some days you wake up ready to conquer the world. Other days, you just want to stay in bed. If you rely on motivation alone, you'll fail. Winners don't rely on motivation. They rely on discipline and consistency. Think about athletes. LeBron James doesn't train because he feels like it every day. He trains because it's his standard. Consistency separates the great from the average. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Take Aisha in Sydney. She wanted to write a book. But every night, she felt tired after work. Instead of waiting for inspiration, she committed to writing 250 words a day, no matter what. Rain or shine, tired or energetic, 250 words. A year later, her book was finished. It wasn't bursts of motivation. It was steady consistency. Action step: decide on a minimum standard you'll stick to even on bad days. Maybe it's reading for 5 minutes. Maybe it's practicing guitar for 10 minutes. The point isn't how much. It's showing up every single day. But discipline alone isn't enough. Because your environment shapes your habits more than willpower does. And that's our next lesson. Chapter 4: Environment and Influence. Here's a hard truth: you don't rise above your environment, you adapt to it. If your surroundings make growth difficult, you'll struggle. If your surroundings make growth easy, you'll thrive. Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Look at your circle. Are they lifting you up or holding you back? Take Diego in Mexico City. He wanted to quit drinking, but all his friends partied every weekend. Every time he tried to stay disciplined, the peer pressure pulled him back. Finally, he changed his environment. He joined a local running club. Suddenly, his weekends were filled with people chasing fitness instead of drinks. Within a year, his health and mindset had transformed. Or think of Laura in New York. She wanted to eat healthier, but her kitchen was full of junk food. She made one change: she stopped buying it. She filled her fridge with fresh food instead. Suddenly, willpower wasn't needed. Her environment did the work. Action step: audit your environment. Look at your home, your friends, your routines. What around you is making growth harder? Change it. Add cues that push you toward progress and remove triggers that pull you back. But environment is just one piece. Because even in the best surroundings, you won't grow unless you believe you can. And that comes down to mindset. Chapter 5: Mindset and Belief in Growth. Your beliefs shape your behavior. If you believe you're stuck, you'll act stuck. If you believe you can grow, you'll act in ways that create growth. Psychologist Carol Dweck calls this the growth mindset, the belief that abilities can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. Take 2 students who fail a math test. One says, "I'm just bad at math." The other says, "I need to study differently next time." The first one stays stuck. The second one improves. Here's a real story. Hannah in Melbourne struggled with public speaking. She believed she just wasn't a speaker. But she decided to test a growth mindset. She joined a local Toastmasters club and forced herself to give 1 talk a month. At first, she shook with nerves. But over time, her confidence grew. 2 years later, she landed a job that required regular presentations, something she once thought was impossible. Mindset isn't fluff. It's fuel. It determines whether you keep going when things get hard. Action step: identify one area of your life where you've been telling yourself, "I can't." Replace it with, "I can't yet." That one word, "yet," turns a wall into a door. Transition, the journey ahead. So far, we've seen how winners improve daily, small habits, the compound effect, discipline, environment, and mindset. These are the foundations. But in the next part, we'll go deeper. You'll discover real-life strategies to apply these lessons daily, how to avoid the traps that derail progress, and how to build unstoppable momentum. And hey, if this is already hitting you, make sure you're subscribed, because we've got more life-changing lessons ahead. Momentum is one of the most powerful forces in self-improvement. Think about pushing a heavy car. At first, it's almost impossible. It takes every ounce of strength to get it moving. But once the wheels start rolling, even slowly, it gets easier. And soon, just a small push keeps it moving. Growth works the same way. The hardest part is starting. But once you build momentum, everything changes. Take Alex in Chicago. He wanted to get back in shape. For months, he kept telling himself he'd join a gym next week. Finally, one night, he decided to put on his sneakers and just walk around the block. That walk led to a jog. That jog led to a workout routine. A year later, he had lost 40 pounds. The secret wasn't discipline alone. It was momentum. He stopped overthinking and started moving. Action step: if you feel stuck, don't aim for perfection. Just aim for momentum. Do the smallest possible action that moves you forward today. Make one phone call. Do one push-up. Read one paragraph. Momentum is built one tiny push at a time. Chapter 7: The Enemy of Progress, Procrastination. If momentum is your friend, procrastination is your enemy. It's the silent killer of dreams. Here's the trap: procrastination feels safe. You convince yourself that you'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. And suddenly, 5 years have passed and nothing has changed. Take Sarah in London. She dreamed of starting a photography business. But she kept procrastinating, waiting for the perfect camera, the perfect website, the perfect moment. Years passed, and she still hadn't started. Finally, she forced herself to take one imperfect step, offering free shoots with the gear she already had. That was the breakthrough. Within a year, she was charging clients. Procrastination hides behind perfectionism. Winners don't wait for perfect conditions. They act now, learn fast, and adjust. Action step: use the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, send the email, set the reminder, pack your gym bag, do it immediately. This small hack destroys procrastination before it grows. Chapter 8: The Role of Accountability. Here's a secret winners use: they don't always rely on themselves alone. They use accountability. When someone else knows your goal, you're more likely to follow through. It's human psychology: we hate looking unreliable in front of others. Take Michael in Sydney. He struggled to stick with running. Every time he tried, he quit after 2 weeks. Then he joined a local running group. Suddenly, people expected him to show up. He didn't want to let them down. Within 6 months, he ran his first half marathon. Or Rachel in Toronto. She wanted to learn Spanish. She kept quitting online courses. Finally, she booked a weekly tutoring session with a teacher. That external accountability forced her to show up. 2 years later, she's fluent. Action step: share your goal with at least one person you trust. Better yet, find a group or community pursuing the same goal. Accountability turns intentions into results. Chapter 9: Energy Fuels Growth. Let's be real. You can't get better every day if you're running on empty. Energy is the fuel of progress. Your body and mind are connected. When your energy is low, your focus, motivation, and consistency all collapse. That's why winners treat health as a foundation for improvement. Take sleep. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine says 1 in 3 adults don't get enough rest. Yet poor sleep destroys memory, decision-making, and willpower. Winners guard their sleep fiercely. Or nutrition. Think of food as fuel. Junk in equals junk out. Eating clean doesn't just change your body. It sharpens your mind. Then there's exercise. Countless studies show even 20 minutes of movement improves mood, focus, and productivity. Look at David in Melbourne. He was exhausted, always skipping workouts. Finally, he committed to 20 minutes of daily walking. That one change boosted his energy so much that he naturally started tackling bigger goals. Action step: choose one energy habit to improve this week. Sleep 1 hour earlier, swap soda for water, or walk for 20 minutes daily. Protect your energy, and your progress will multiply. Chapter 10: Learning as a Daily Habit. Here's another trait winners share: they're constant learners. They treat every day as an opportunity to learn something new. Think about it. If you read for just 15 minutes a day, that's 20 to 30 books a year. Over a decade, that's 200 to 300 books. Imagine how much knowledge and perspective that builds. Take Warren Buffett. He spends 5 to 6 hours a day reading. Bill Gates is known for reading 50 books a year. These aren't coincidences. Winners grow because they feed their minds daily. But it's not just about books. Podcasts, online courses, conversations with mentors, learning is everywhere. Here's a story. Priya in Delhi wanted to change careers into digital marketing. She committed to 30 minutes of online learning daily. 2 years later, she had a new career and a 60% higher salary. Action step: pick your medium, books, podcasts, or courses. Commit to at least 15 minutes a day of focused learning. Treat it like brushing your teeth. Non-negotiable. Chapter 11: Surround yourself with growth-minded people. We touched on environment earlier, but let's go deeper. Who you spend time with shapes who you become. If your friends complain constantly, you'll complain too. If your co-workers gossip, you'll gossip. But if you surround yourself with builders, learners, and dreamers, you'll rise to their level. Take Anthony in Los Angeles. He was stuck in a circle where everyone was negative about money and success. He realized he was absorbing their mindset. So he joined a local entrepreneurs meetup. That one decision changed his trajectory. Surrounded by ambitious people, his own ambition grew. Within 3 years, he launched his own business. Your circle is your future. Choose carefully. Action step: evaluate your 5 closest relationships. Do they push you to grow or pull you back? Spend more time with people who stretch you. Limit time with those who drain you. Transition: the final steps. So far, you've seen how to build momentum, destroy procrastination, harness accountability, fuel your energy, commit to daily learning, and shape your environment. These steps create unstoppable progress. But in the final part, we'll tie it all together. You'll discover how to turn these lessons into a lifelong system, avoid the biggest pitfalls, and unleash the mindset that makes winners unstoppable. And remember, if this resonates, hit subscribe. Because growth isn't a one-time event. It's a daily decision, and we're here to make sure you never walk that path alone. Here's a truth most people never understand: goals don't guarantee success. Systems do. Think about it. Everyone who runs a marathon has the same goal: finish the race. Everyone who starts a business has the same goal: succeed. Goals are common. Systems are rare. Winners don't just set goals. They design systems, daily habits, routines, and environments that make success inevitable. Take Michelle in Toronto. Her goal was to lose 30 pounds. But instead of obsessing over the scale, she built a system: walk 8,000 steps daily, eat 2 vegetables with every meal, and sleep before midnight. 6 months later, the weight came off naturally. Or Daniel in Sydney, who wanted to learn guitar. Instead of setting a goal like play 10 songs by December, he created a system: 20 minutes of practice after dinner every day. The result? Progress became automatic. Action step: don't just set goals. Ask, what system will make this goal a natural outcome? Design the daily routine that makes success the default. Chapter 13: Avoiding the Plateau. Here's the challenge with daily improvement: the plateau. At first, progress feels exciting. The first pounds lost, the first money saved, the first skills learned. But eventually, progress slows. The results aren't obvious anymore. This is where most people quit. But winners understand the plateau is where growth is truly happening. It's like lifting weights. In the beginning, your muscles ache with progress. Later, the gains are slower, but they're deeper, building long-term strength. Take Maria in Los Angeles. She started running and lost 15 pounds quickly. Then she hit a plateau. The scale didn't move for weeks. Most people would have quit. She didn't. She kept showing up. A year later, she had run her first marathon. Action step: when you hit a plateau, remind yourself, this is where most people quit. Stay consistent. Shift your focus from immediate results to long-term identity: I'm the kind of person who shows up. Chapter 14: Mastering Reflection. Getting better every day isn't just about doing. It's also about reflecting. Imagine driving a car without checking the mirrors. You'd crash. Reflection is how winners avoid drifting off course. Take journaling. Just 5 minutes a night asking, what went well today? What can I improve tomorrow? Creates powerful feedback loops. Or weekly reviews. Setting aside 30 minutes every Sunday to check your progress and adjust your systems keeps you on track. Take Jordan in New York. He wanted to grow his freelance business. He started doing weekly reflections on what worked and what didn't. Within a year, his income doubled, not because he worked harder, but because he worked smarter. Action step: start a reflection habit. Daily, write 1 win and 1 lesson. Weekly, review your habits and adjust. Reflection turns daily action into lifelong mastery. Chapter 15: The Growth Mindset in Action. We talked earlier about mindset, but let's bring it full circle. The growth mindset isn't just believing you can improve. It's acting as though failure is part of the process. Winners don't fear mistakes. They fear standing still. Thomas Edison famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of relentless growth. Take Nina in Berlin. She failed her first coding boot camp. Instead of quitting, she reframed it: I just learned one way not to approach coding. She tried again, adjusted her strategy, and today she works as a developer. Action step: the next time you fail, reframe it. Instead of asking, "Why did I fail?" ask, "What did I learn?" Write it down. Turn failure into feedback. Chapter 16: The Compounding Identity. Here's the real magic: daily improvement doesn't just change what you do. It changes who you are. When you read every day, you don't just gain knowledge. You become a reader. When you exercise daily, you don't just burn calories. You become an athlete. When you practice discipline daily, you don't just achieve goals. You become the kind of person who achieves. Identity compounds just like habits do. Take Marcus in Melbourne. He wanted to learn painting. At first, he called himself a beginner. But after 200 consecutive days of practice, he realized something powerful: I'm not just learning to paint. I am a painter. That identity shift gave him confidence to share his work, which led to paid commissions. Action step: ask yourself, who am I becoming through my daily actions? Don't focus only on the result. Focus on the identity you're building. Chapter 17: The Ultimate Key: Urgency. Here's the last lesson, and it's the most important: urgency. Time is the one resource you can never get back. You can rebuild money. You can rebuild health. But the hours wasted today are gone forever. Every day you delay improving, you're compounding in the wrong direction. Procrastination compounds regret. Action compounds results. Think of time as a bank account. Every morning, you're given 24 hours. You can invest them or waste them, but once the day ends, they're gone. No rollovers. No refunds. Winners know this. That's why they act with urgency. They don't wait for someday. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They use today. Action step: choose one improvement you've been delaying. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Start now. Closing motivation: start today, grow every day. Let's bring this all together. You've seen the power of small habits, the magic of compounding, the necessity of discipline, the influence of environment, the force of momentum, the danger of procrastination, the role of accountability, the importance of energy and learning, the value of reflection, mindset, and identity, and above all, the urgency of time. This is how you get better every single day. Not by waiting for big moments, but by stacking small wins. Not by aiming for perfection, but by building consistency. Not by chasing quick results, but by compounding identity. Now it's your turn. Don't just listen. Act. Write down your one habit in the comments. Subscribe if you want more tools to keep growing. But above all, reclaim today. Because 5 years from now, you'll look back. And you'll either say, I wish I had started sooner, or I'm so glad I started then. Which story will you tell? The choice is yours. Winners aren't waiting. They're acting. Today. So stop wasting time. Start getting better. Every single day.